MMC have said, he said a lot. Ministry is dealing with impacting nations through the message that God has given you. Ministry is more of destiny, purpose. You see what God has called you into. And like he explained a lot of things that everybody must be able to identify what God has called him into and pursue that. So when we come to the industry, then we are talking about the other things that make ministry move, like the wheel of ministry. Because of course you can't just organize a program without microphones, without anything, and there is a crowd. They need to hear you. So the industry brings branding and a whole lot of things. But you must, now one of the major challenges with the gospel music is how to bridge the gap. Because sometimes the issue comes up about charging. I mean, well, why are you charging and why are you not charging? When should you charge? When should you not charge? And those things that
for that one, I would say that it's the ignorant people.
It's a huge thing. It's a huge thing. So ministry is very peculiar to the assignment that God has called you into. And one thing that also is often going around is there are some of the musicians that in church, sometimes when God is lifting them gradually, and then maybe you go somewhere and you are praised and appreciated much than your local church, and people tend to leave. You know, because Maswara cry, I say, and show me, me call Hano, intino na oko. You know, Bisbeka so myself only music. I mean, he's not vested into music, so he doesn't understand what I'm doing. I have to go to the pastor who knows the music and all that. But you have to know that there is a waiting period for every minister. There is a period where you need to go through the drill. You know, you need to be harnessed. You need to go through the various stages before you come out. Jesus is the standard of our ministry. What happened to Jesus? For 30 years, we never heard of his miracles.
You know, last week, Minister Kofi Ousopepra said something.
Okay.
He said, if you want to know the differences, then look at what drives both. He said, industry is being driven by money.
Sure.
It is money that drives industry.
Sure.
But when it comes to ministry, it is the destination.
The destination, where you are going.
That's
and that's true. So you look at Jesus for 30 years. He was working, building himself for a 3-year ministry. And something about Jesus that in John chapter 2, you realize that the first miracle of Jesus at the wedding at Cana, there is something peculiar that happened. Now he was ready for ministry. And what happened? He had to be introduced. The Bible said that, and he was invited with the disciples, and his mother was there. Then when the wine got finished, his mother told them that whatever he tells you,
do it.
Do it. The people didn't know Jesus. They didn't know his miracles or whatever because he hadn't done anything. But the mother, who was kind of not into ministry, didn't understand what Jesus was going to do, had to introduce him because she was known to the people. So she said, she as a layperson says, listen to him. So what they didn't listen to Jesus, they listened to the mother because they knew the mother. They didn't know Jesus. The mother said, that boy can do something. So listen to him. So I'm just bringing this one to our memory to make you understand that you need to be introduced by somebody. And that person who will introduce you may not be in the field of your ministry. That's right. So your pastor may not be a musician.